Hello and welcome to the channel. Bit of a channel update this. I think we'll light the fire. I haven't had it going for ages. Oh shit. That's not bloody good, is it? So what's went wrong today? Well, the new phone was, some of the videos got ruined, and it was really because, I think it's because the data's full. So it seems to be a feature of the new phone. Now we're in the old phone at the moment. A feature of it is that it plays slow, records really slow. So it's like 4 videos got totally ruined, which has really fucked me right off, because it was roundabout videos, and you know, I put quite a lot of effort into going on the roundabouts. Avon Gorge. Oh, it's really annoying. Really fucking pissed off about it. But it's just life, innit? So, what it seems to do, it plays, well, it recorded slowly. It started off being okay. So at first I thought I'd pressed this, there's a slow button. At first I thought I'd maybe accidentally pressed it. So what it did was, so like 4 videos, so that's like 45 minutes or something. That's me prancing about 2 roundabouts, jumping about like a driving and everything, and all of it was ruined. It was sort of like slow, so I think it's ruined. I don't think you could edit it or something. It's fucked, innit? So I put a couple of truck ones on slow, because it does look quite cool when you see the trucks going slow. But it's very disappointing. This is the first time I've had the fire on. For a while. That's oil. Oil from the, oh god, it's oil from cleaning the, you know, the frying pans. Just use kitchen roll, and instead of throwing it in a bin, it's good for lighting the fire. So it's fucked. Right, so today at Bathgate I never met any fannies, right? There's nobody particularly got on my nerves. Right, so what basically in a day, I find somebody will get on my nerves, and guess what? It happened. It happened. And what that is, what does that mean? Just somebody being a fanny. It's like somebody playing some kind of game, manipulative or covert. What happened was a covert narcissist manoeuvre. So what it was when I got home, so I was feeling really happy that nobody fucked me off today, even though I didn't really do that well with the rain and everything like that. And of course at that time I hadn't realised that the 4 videos that I made were all ruined. So that's fucked me right off. So might be better to switch it. So what happened was, now I'm pissed off about that, obviously, because that means I've wasted about an hour of that's energy. It's like mental energy. And in the grand scheme of things, it looks like when the new phone is full of the data, it doesn't work properly. So that's a real punch in the face because the middle phone had this problem where it was freezing, and that's why I bought a new phone. So the middle phone's only like a year and a half old. So the middle phone would freeze. So that's why I've got the gimbal. That's why I use the other app. But then you can't use the gimbal when you're driving. So the new phone was a replacement. So so I'm really fucking dejected but at the same time, the problem is I didn't know it was playing slow. So I'm putting all that effort and energy into making a video, and I'm wasting my time. It's not worked, So it's a bit like if you'd painted on canvas for like 2 hours, and then you went to the toilet and came back and found it was all blank. Does that make sense? Oh, aye. Stop fucking saying, does that make sense? I hate it when I say that. So, the fannies that I came up against, I got home. Well, I visited my friend, got home to my house. Now, what I do is, I've got a driveway, and I had the car today, so I needed to get the car up the driveway, take all the stuff out of it, and into the van for tonight. Because normally I use the van, but if it's raining, I'll use the car. Because if it's raining, you either don't go at all, or if you are going to go, the last thing you want is to take a van and have tons of stuff that's going to be out and get wet and stuff. So the idea is, take a car, it's easier, you'll still make something, shift some stuff, and you'll get out, but you won't. But it's unnecessary to take the van because you don't want to take all that stuff in the rain, right? So that's why. So I reversed up there to put the stuff back in the van, which I did, and then I had to move the car to the front, the blue car is sitting in, and then park it in the front. So I've got a space at the front where I can park all my cars at the front of the house. So I'm driving along in my driveway. I must be doing about 15 miles per hour or something. Maybe, yeah, about 15. And I gets to the end, and there's these two people. There's a man and a woman hiding behind my neighbour's tree. Now the good thing is, the dash cam was on. The phone wasn't on, but the dash cam was. So I've taken the dash cam out of the car because I want to look at it. So what it was the two of them had been I figured out what they'd done. They were walking down the street, and the two of them, they walked down there past my house. And how can I describe what they look like? They're like two injured rabbits. There's a man and a woman. They're about my age. They'll be 60 or something, right? And you might say, well, why do they bother you? Well, they don't really, but they talk to the Numpty, right? I've seen them talking to the Numpty. They're like narcissists, like covert narcissists is what they are. So they're like injured pigeons, the two of them. So they walk down, and what happens is, they would maximise all empathy and sympathy from anyone or everyone, right? But, I mean, I've never even spoke to them. I'm just telling you what I think, what my perceptions are. And that could be totally wrong. But they walk past, and I don't have nothing to do with them. Because, see, what I mean is, I appreciate people who are improving their lives, or they're doing something useful, or they're busy, or people like that you appreciate. But people who aren't like that, you think they're just fucking wasters, aren't they? So they two look like wasters to me, but I don't really know the story. Maybe one of them's ill or something. So they look like old. They look like really old, although they probably might even be younger than me. It might be because I'm not exactly young, so or maybe maybe I feel young or something, and I'm amongst people who like that who seem old, you know. So they're walking down like injured pigeons down the road. So anyway, today, so I gets to the end of the drive, and obviously I wasn't coming out of the drive. All I was doing was coming up the drive and then reversing the car into its parking space at the front. So I gets to the end, and I looks up, and there's they two fucking hiding behind my neighbour's tree. The man and the woman. Looking all fucking alarmed and everything. Like I was going to run them down. So I just thought, oh, when I didn't even come out of the drive, I didn't need to. You know, I didn't need to go onto the pavement or onto the road to reverse back in. I didn't need to do that. All I needed to do was stops at the end of the drive, and then reversed into position. And the fucking look the guy gave me, so the two of them are walking past. He's looking to his left, and the eye contact. This is all stuff that you can't really. It's like it's real human connection, but it's a bad connection. So it's like the sort of thing you can't. It's real and it exists, but you mustn't give it legs too much because you shouldn't give it legs if it's narcissistic. So I believe they're covert narcissists. Yeah, that's what I think. And he's looking at me like daggers, you know, and I'm just fucking looking right back at him. I'm still in the car at this point. He's looking back and I'm looking at him. And like, let's just play devil's advocate. He's sort of looking, going, "You nearly fucking run us over." And I'm looking at him going, "Why the fuck were you hiding behind a tree?" So the reason that they would say, "Why didn't you stop?" Well, because I didn't fucking see them, you know. But I didn't go on the pavement anyway, so it's a moot point. But maybe it seemed like I was going to. So basically, what I'm saying, if you're going about your business, if you're walking down the street, you should keep walking. But they didn't do that, did they? They were sort of hiding behind a tree because they're scared, like neurotic. You know, they're scared. Whereas if they'd kept walking as they were walking, whilst I was coming halfway down the drive, I'd have seen them walking and just would have stopped and waited for them to walk past. But so it's kind of like what I'm saying is their actions, their neurotic actions, kind of potentially caused a problem which didn't need to be there. But at the same time, you could argue, well, they thought that you were going to drive right out your drive and drive right over the top of them. Obviously, I'm not going to drive over the top of them, am I? So I can see people and stuff I can see. And it's just like, fucking pair of fannies. That's them too. That was with Numpty. The Numpty next door. I seen that they stopped talking to him. If MD stops and gets on well with him, because he's a narcissist. He's a fully fledged narcissist, but they two are covert narcissists, I think. But so the beauty of it is, I've got it on dash cam, so either so I'll be able to look back at the dash. I can't be bothered doing it, and I'm too tired. But I've taken the SIM card out with the dash cam in the house. I've swapped them round because, you know, obviously it overlays it when you're driving. It overlays it, so I'll see if it's as big in my mind. I'll be able to see exactly what happened. So they were alarmed because they thought I was going to run them over. But I was alarmed because they hid behind a tree. And it wasn't until I got to the end that I realised they were behind this tree. And behind this wall. There's a wall and a tree. I couldn't see them. And that's because they were behind the wall and the tree. And obviously in a scenario like that, you don't speak to people like that. You know, you stare at them or do whatever you want, but don't fucking speak to them because that's you giving them ammunition. So I've got them on dash cam, and now the weapon that I've got against people who are out to, well, I think they're out to cause trouble, is the mobile devices we've got nowadays. They're like, it's like having a weapon. So you've got to make that decision. are you going to use it? You know, it's like having a gun. You know, you're loaded, you're armed, so use the fucking thing. That's what I do. But it's like there's an analogy with a gun that if you do it, well, we don't have guns, but in America they do. But even then, you know, there's a lot at stake, isn't there? So you really don't want to use a gun. So you go and use it, and you're changing the dynamic as well. So people get really pissed off. But if you're positive that somebody has a complete numpty, use the fucking device, film them, see what they say. If they're being dickheads, say alright, because the power is, if you pull that out and they're being dickheads, you could put them on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, and they can be on there forever. You know, whether they like it or not, there's nothing they can do about it. I'm not advocating you do this to innocent people. It's to people who fucking deserve it. So it's a weapon that we have against narcissists and numpties. Maybe ones that haven't quite caught on to how things are changing in our society. It could be, you know, they don't realise that things have changed. So that's it, Fanny of the day. That's me, you know, isn't that amazing, eh? I thought it was going great and everything. Today was going great, and then I think the problems with the new phone probably it's a case of just I've got far too much data in it and I should have known. So is there a warning? It's quite a bad feature in terms of Sony. You know, I'm not happy about that. I'm fucking right pissed off about that. So this phone here is a bit fucked up. This is the first one. The second one is the one that freezes. It's been doing that for a year and a half. So the reason I bought a new phone was to try and overcome that problem. So now I've got this new problem now that my videos are playing slow. So I don't know. You know, I don't know it's doing that. You don't know until you play it back. So it's like, so that's fucking ruined. So I've got to go back to Avon Gorge and do it. But let's try and look at a positive side of it. It's positive. It means I'll get back there and it'll be fine. It'll be better. I'm just gutted that happened, even though I know it's slightly irrational. So I'm going away to a party tomorrow, and I'm going away out later tonight. Fucking, I'm tired and I need a rest. So thanks for joining that video. They two numpties. They're the type that would phone the police or something. That's why you have to have, you know, dash cams. I see now. I would never go anywhere without a dash cam now. No, I mean it's vitally important because it's the culture we're in now. This is 2025, and I mean I'm 59. The culture we are in is it's very much it's a victim. The bigger victim you can be, the more successful you will be. And so our society is going all wrong, I think. So like, say like these two, like the overbearing thing would be them, their needs. They were scared. They were frightened. They need looking after. I'm the aggressor. Like, so the analogy would be, I'm the bad one. So I'm the one who's doing the delivery job. I'm the one who's trying to sort out, you know, in the process of them being scared. It was me who was trying to sort out my work, trying to get on with my contracts or whatever it is that you're doing, you know, when you're driving and stuff. But they are the most important. They are the victims. So that's the way the narrative has gone in Scotland, with the people in places. So it's a very single-minded. So they don't recognise that the people with the vans and the trucks delivering and reversing and pulling away and driving away and all this sort of thing, they are providing services and goods for these fucking covert narcissist numpties. But the narcissist numpties are the ones that are being... Now, the only weapon I've got personally against somebody like that is there's a sort of hierarchy of victims. And this is all kind of... It's not exactly existential, but it's kind of... What is it? Theoretical. No, it's real. I think it's real. But if you're transgender, that automatically... so if you're like playing some kind of manipulative game with somebody, it's like if you try to pick on somebody that's black, right? They're automatically an advantage over you if you're white. And the police, it's almost like the police wouldn't say something, but automatically it's like points. So it's like the black person or a black woman, a black lesbian woman with autism. A black lesbian woman with autism who's transgender as well. A black Asian woman who's from Africa who has a disability, who's got autism, and only has one leg. They will overtake you by fucking miles. So when things shit hits the fan, police come round, you're the one that's getting arrested. The black Asian woman with one leg and autism and disabled twins. Do you get what I'm saying with all this shit? And you go like, what? You know, you could write in the comments and go, what the fuck are you talking about? The real world's not like that. Aye, it is. It is. So you take somebody on and the police come round and they assess all that shit. I'm sure they must. Or do they do it, is it in the mind, you know, do they do it sort of in their minds, or do they have a fucking checkbook, a little notebook, a point scoring thing? It's kind of like the vulnerability scale, isn't it? So then it turns out the two covert narcissists hiding behind the tree behind the wall that are accusing me of trying to run them over even though I never even fucking left my driveway, and looked at me. Maybe I'm just imagining all this shit. Maybe they get... I know, he's definitely looking... Well, we'll see the dash cam. You'll see it. But then they go, oh, we're in the lead here. We're more vulnerable than that man in the van. Then it turns out the man in the van's called fucking Lucinda, right? And has autism. And all this fucking shit. And then it turns out that I'm a bigger victim than what they are. I'm more vulnerable. I'm not even drinking now. I can't drink because I'm driving later. But can you see how fucking crazy things are? If you're a white heterosexual man, you've got no fucking chance. It's fucking terrible. Right, so whole day, no fannies, and all of a sudden I get two. And I know they're fannies because I've seen them before, and I've seen them talking to fucking twatface. I've seen them talking to him with their fucking Marks and Spencer's fucking trousers on, standing there, fucking moving like they wear gloves and everything. You know, it's like just like scared of the world. You know, it's like I'm so terrified, and the good, like they're totally they're emasculated. That's an understatement. Vulnerable. I would say they're vulnerable narcissists. Yeah, that's what they are. Vulnerable narcissists. But I've got them on video. I'll have a look at it and I'll see what it looks like. Because you'll see him staring at me. But at the end of the day, maybe it just doesn't look like what it felt like. I think the human connection between me and him, and well, this is back to let's you and him fight thing. Even though she's fucked with her health and everything, she's neurotic as anything. Maybe he's going to fight me or something, you know. And but what as I said, don't ever talk to people like that because they'll use it against you. Get out of the van and fucking stare at them. Just stand and look at them. I did that last week with that woman. told me to reverse my car. I just stood there fucking looking at her. See if you learn it, if you try that out, and then you're like, what happened with me? I tried it out last week and it worked. I says there was just a rhetorical question, and just stood there staring at her. I didn't actually have my phone on me, but that would have upped the game. If I'd pulled the phone out, I think she might have went a bit fruity. But the problem is that she was only like 3 doors away from my friend, so it's probably better I didn't do that. Although it might have been quite funny as well. It's funny, and people think they can. I think what happens is people think they're so fucking important, don't they? Anyway, right. So that's the end of that video. I've rabbited on. I don't know if anybody wants to fucking watch it or what. But look, the fire's going nice, eh? So I'll get some more wood on it in a minute. Get some of these night briquettes on it. And it's nice to get the fire on. I've not had it on for like probably about 3 weeks. And it's not exactly cold the night, but I thought it'd be good just to get it on and get some of that stuff burnt. That's been floating around there. I've got plenty of wood. I've got all my wood bins are all full. The update with the car roof. I was like saying, because Callum knows a lot about car paint. So John says, speak to Callum. So I spoke to Callum. What sort of lacquer are you using? I says, what do you mean? So basically what I'm saying is, what's it supposed to look like? So you put your paint on, and at the end you put the lacquer on. So I put 4 tins of lacquer on it. And he's saying BMW uses 18 coats of paint and stuff like that, right? So I'm realising that I went and found the tin. It's clear lacquer. So I think there's different types of lacquer. It could be the lacquer that I bought's the wrong type of lacquer, but I don't know. And it all depends what you want. So what's happened is, it's sort of dull looking, the roof of the car. And it's got a shiny bit at the side of it. So I don't know why that's happened. So I'm not sure. And apparently the lacquer's to stop it from rusting. That's a sealer. To seal the paint. So it kind of looks like I'm going to have to go and buy more lacquer for that. So that's all that went wrong today. Bathgate was alright. The videoing was good until these 4 videos. And I think I'm just going to have to delete them. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to put them in an editor. I wonder if you put them in a computer and then edit them, or when they're recorded slow. Is that it? Is that them fucked, yeah? I'll just have to get over it and just delete them, I think. Is what we'll have to do. So thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe, and look, watch out for covert narcissists. So I'm ready tomorrow. I'm going to Falkirk. I've got to watch myself. You get these numpties try to take advantage of me. There's a woman there trying to take advantage of me last week over tins of paint. And what she did, I'll quickly go over this before we end this video, but she somehow recognised that. So I bought tins of paint, spray paint, from this guy that I know who does cash and carry stuff, wholesale stuff. He'll sell things. He gets things in bulk and sells them. And what he does is he gets fed up with some of the stuff he's selling, and he's given a lot of it to me. A lot of it he's given to me over just he's next door. I mean, he gets on well with me, and I appreciate it. And he's happy because he gets fucked off with some things. He just wants to get rid of them. He gave me a load of bike lights, and he just couldn't see how he could sell them, and I sold them at the car show. For example, right? So he had these tins of paints, £1 each. So I bought a lot of them, 34 tins. So I got them for 65p each or something. And it was 20. I tried to get them for 20 quid, and it was 25. So I gave him 25 quid. So then I put some of them on my table, and this woman who fucking lives 3 doors from my friend, the opposite way, for the one that tell me to move my car, was wanting them cheaper. And she said, oh, they were £1 last week. So she must have remembered, I suppose the guy had them. Oh, but that's what they do. So that's rude, what she did. And then she also, another rude thing she did, was she looked in my van in the sliding door and seen, see, I wasn't wanting to sell them, I was wanting to take them to the car show. So they were sitting up on the side in the breakfast bar, and the van's got a kitchen in it. And it was sitting up on top of that. And she was looking at that, to me, that's really rude. So, That's overstepping her remit. That's rude, what she's done there. But you can't tell a narcissist they're rude. So I just thought, oh, you're some fucking piece of work, yeah. So eventually she got them for £2 each. So the husband was there, the boyfriend. She wasn't wanting to pay for them. He paid, which sort of de-escalated what was potentially, I thought, you total cow. So she was a fanny. So two of the fannies last week. So I really didn't write off her. I don't like her. I met her when I was walking the dog, and she insisted that I walk with her. She's quite a domineering type. Just a fucking weirdo. You know, the world's full of fucking fannies, isn't it? Where do they all come from? So basically what my job is to avoid them. Avoid these fannies, right? And for the most part, I do manage to avoid them, but not always. I get caught up in them, so the fannies get to me. And that's what happened. So I had two of them last week. I had two earlier today. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Well, I'm prepared for them. I've got my. It's almost like having some kind of force field up in front of you. And if you show weakness, the fannies will get to you. So you've got to plan ahead. Basically, just work out what works for you, and be assertive. And don't get angry. Don't swear. Don't shout. Say nothing if you want to get angry. Don't say anything. You don't have to. One thing I'm sort of really working on is you don't have to answer questions. You don't have to explain shit to people. And there's a kind of, I think we're brought up that way, that somehow that we have to, and we do, and we're so good at it. And that's the problem. You're trying to explain to these covert narcissists, numpties. They don't want the explanation. They're just out there to fuck you right up. So, to try and rein myself back is what I'm suggesting you do as well, if you're interested in, or if you've got the same problems I've got with people. Rein yourself back and just back off and say nothing, Leave them looking stupid. Ponder over what the fuck's going on. So I'll be practicing that tomorrow. But for the most part, I got on great with a lot of people, But when you go to a car boot sale, you're going to have transactions with about 40 or 50 people. Maybe about 70 people, maybe. If you think about it, if you make £1 and you make £50, that's 50 people, isn't it? And 49 of them or 47 of them will be fine. And it's equilibrium we're talking about, where everybody's equal and everybody's happy. But you get people who don't do equilibrium. So that's unbalanced, it's a bad energy.